Hello children, I'm Shane and today interpreting with me is Mohammad Rizwan and welcome back for a new lesson. Salts are the ionic compounds which are produced by the neutralization of acid with base. Salts are electrically neutral. Today we shall learn more about salts. Before starting, let's revise the previous lesson. In the previous session, you've learned the strength of an acid or an alkali can be tested by using a scale called the pH scale 0 to 14, which gives the measure of hydrogen ion concentration in a solution. A neutral solution has a pH of 7, while an acidic solution has a pH that is less than 7, and a basic solution has a pH that is more than 7. Living beings carry out their metabolic activities within an optimal pH range. Mixing concentrated acids or bases with water is a highly exothermic process. Learning outcomes. At the end of this session, you will be able to understand about common salt, a raw material for chemicals. Sodium hydroxide from common salt. Bleaching powder, baking soda, washing soda, water of crystallization. Keywords: common salt, bleaching powder, baking soda, washing soda, water of crystallization, plaster of Paris. Let us look at the concept map of this lesson. When you say salt, you may think of the common salt. Seawater contains many salts dissolved in it. Sodium chloride is separated from these salts. There are many other salts used in other fields. Salts are the products of the reaction between acids and bases. Salts produce positive ions and negative ions when dissolved in water. When electricity is passed through an aqueous solution of sodium chloride, it decomposes to form sodium hydroxide. And this process is called the chloroalkali process. Because of the products formed chloro for chlorine and alkali for sodium hydroxide. Chlorine gas is given off at anode and hydrogen gas at the cathode. Sodium hydroxide solution is formed near the cathode. This chlorine gas is used for manufacturing of bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is produced by the action of chlorine on dry slaked lime, CaOH taken twice. Bleaching powder is represented by formula CaOCl2, though the actual composition is quite complex. Uses of bleaching powder. It is used for bleaching cotton and linen in the textile industry, for bleaching wood pulp in paper industry, and for bleaching washing clothes in laundry. It is used as an oxidizing agent in many chemical industries. Used for disinfecting drinking water to make it free of germs. Used as a reagent in the preparation of chloroform. Baking soda is sometimes added for faster cooking. The chemical name of the compound is sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3. It is prepared as follows. Uses of sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3. Baking powder mainly contains NaHCO3 and its other components are Ca, H2, PO4 taken twice, and starch. NaHCO3 produces CO2, which rises through bubbling dough into cake or bread. This results cake and bread are smooth and spongy. Sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3, is also an ingredient in antacids. Being alkaline, it neutralizes excess acid in the stomach and provides relief. It is also used as soda acid in fire extinguishers. It acts as mild antiseptic. Another chemical that can be obtained from sodium chloride is washing soda. Sodium carbonate can be obtained by heating baking soda. Recrystallization of sodium carbonate gives washing soda. It is also a basic salt. Sodium carbonate and sodium hydrogen carbonate are useful chemicals for many industrial processes. Uses of washing soda. Sodium carbonate is used in glass, soap and paper industries. It is used in the manufacturing of sodium compounds such as borax. Sodium carbonate can be used as a cleaning agent for domestic purposes. It is used for removing permanent hardness of water. Many salts are found as crystals with water molecules. These water molecules are known as water of crystallization. Salts that contain water of crystallization are called hydrated salts. The number of molecules of water hydrated to a salt is indicated after a dot in its chemical formula. For example, copper sulfate crystal has 5 molecules of water for each molecule of copper sulfate. This water of crystallization makes the copper sulfate blue. When it is heated, it loses its water molecules and becomes white. Salts that do not contain water of crystallization are called anhydrous salt. They are generally found as powders. On careful heating of gypsum at 373 Kelvin, it loses water molecules partially to become calcium sulfate hemihydrate. This is called plaster of Paris, the substance which doctors use as plaster for supporting fractured bones in the right position. Plaster of Paris is a white powder, and on mixing with water, it sets into hard solid mass due to the formation of gypsum. Points to remember: salt is a product of reaction between acids and bases. Acids and bases neutralize each other to form corresponding salts and water. Salts have various uses in everyday life. Water of crystallization is the fixed number of water molecules chemically attached to each formula unit of a salt in its crystalline form.